Now we'll take a second and we'll just notice what is making contact with the ground beneath us. It might be our bottom, our legs, our feet. We'll just feel that for a moment. Just feel, like, recognize that support that's underneath us. If you have an intention for your practice today, you can go ahead and send those thoughts up. It could be to offer energy and support to someone who is struggling right now. Most likely we know at least one person, if not ourselves, that is in need of energy and support. Or your intention could be to cultivate something within yourself. It could be a word that you just want to meditate on in today's practice. We'll just take a few more breaths right here, really allowing ourselves to enter into this space. Into this path of deeper love. And on your next breath, we'll go ahead and slowly start to make your way to a standing position. As we begin to come into our meridian slapping activation. So we'll go ahead and first we'll start with our stomach meridian, right? Stomach pathway, and start to tap going down our chest. Be careful with your boobs because they may be pretty sensitive. Tapping down your thighs all the way down. And then squeeze your second big toe once you reach there. Squeeze your second big toe. And then go ahead and start to slap all the way back up. Our stomach meridian, now we're going to use our fists. Our stomach meridian pathway mantra is, I am nourished. I am nourished. Go all the way down. Squeeze your second big toe. Come all the way back up. All the way back up. And then we'll come back to standing mountain pose. So while you're here, you may notice a little bit of tingling. You may notice a little bit of heat. And so we slap, we hit with our fists, and then we notice. Now we'll come down the sides of our bodies, our gallbladder meridian, and begin to slap down the sides of your body, all the way to the outsides of your ankles, and come all the way back up. Our gallbladder meridian mantra, we'll use our fist now, is I forgive, I trust, and I learn. No, I forgive, I grow, and I learn. Go back down one more time. All the way back up. Our gallbladder meridian will come back into standing mountain pose. Our gallbladder meridian manages our heart and our emotions. Now we'll go to our back side. So just kind of reach your hands around as high as you can go. Start to slap. Come down your glutes. Come down all the way to the very back. Our back body meridian mantra is I trust. I trust. Now we use our fists. Your fists may feel pretty good on your glutes if you want to give that a little bit extra love. I trust. Our back body is about the past. Can we trust the past to stay in the past and not affect what's going on right now? And then we'll lift our hands up, bend your elbows, and start to slap on your shoulders. Now we'll hit it with our fists. And we'll come back to standing mountain pose. You know, shame and grief, they wind up sitting on your shoulders like big boulders and weighing on your neck and the back of your head. And so we need to make sure we hit it free, that we knock it free. We send some breath there. Grief and shame might happen, but they don't have to stay. For me, especially when I hit the tops of my shoulders, it really shakes things free. It really starts to send things coming down my hands. So we just notice. Now we'll come into our gallbladder meridian stretches. Come into love gun. So you interlace your fingers, keep your thumbs and your pointer fingers outstretched, and send your hands up above your head. And then before we even stretch, see if you can really dig your feet down into the earth. And maybe get a little bend into your knees and draw your navel back towards your spine. And just feel really, really strong here. It's like you're suspended between heaven and earth. You're that conduit between both of them. Inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to bend towards the side. And if you can, send your top shoulder, send it back a little bit so you're opening up even more. And then really feel super strong through your legs. Really, really strong. Press your entire feet down, your ankles, calves, your knees, your thighs. Squeeze your glutes, draw your belly in. One more breath right here. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly start to come on up. Inhale here. Feel nice, 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 strong. And then we'll exhale and bend towards the opposite side. Same thing. Ground down, starting at your feet. And your top shoulder, allow it to come open if that's accessible to you. Starting at your feet, feel nice and strong. Your ankles, your calves, your kneecaps, your thighs, your lower belly, draw your navel back. Inhale here. As you exhale, go ahead, come on up. And you're going to release your love guns, but interlace your thumbs together, like you're like crossing them over. And then send your thumbs up. Up, your hands up towards the sky. Drop your chin down towards your sternum. Send your belly back towards your spine. Breath is in and out through your nose. One more breath here. Open up your mouth. And then we're going to allow our hands to come down as we forward fold. Open up through your mouth. And in this forward fold, allow your knees to be bent as much as you need for your chest to reach towards your thighs. And then interlace your fingers. Send them behind the base of your head. And it might feel good to gently draw your head towards your legs. Just another way to further decompress your spine. Thinking about that back body mantra of I trust. One more breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, grab a hold of your big toes using your peace fingers and your thumbs. Grab a hold, grab a hold. Inhale, hold on to your toes. But inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your elbows, and then continue to forward fold. So while you're here, most likely the backs of your hamstrings, your glutes, the backs of your kneecaps, they may be really tight. They may be hollering at you. So while you're here, send your breath there. Send your breath there and imagine that your breath is using its hands to spread and to allow the backs of your legs to open. We won't be here much longer. Just need 2 more breaths here. And spread. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up. Extend your fingers up above you. And then exhale, allow them to come down towards your side. Now we're going to come into our meridian pathway stretches. First with your thumbs up towards the sky is our long stretch. Really extend out through all of your fingers here. Inhale. As you exhale, flip your palm over, thumb facing down. So we come into our large intestine stretch. Inhale here, flip your palms back over, and then arms to shoulder height, press through your wrist. Press through the palm of your hand as we come into our pericardium. Stretch that thing that's over our heart, and it opens and closes. It controls a lot of the functions of the heart. It helps us to protect ourselves. It helps us to be open and really press right here through your wrists. It probably feels strange because we don't usually stretch this way. One more breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, allow your left hand to come down towards your side, and then with your right hand, point with your right pointer finger off towards the right. Arms still at shoulder height. Inhale here, send your gaze over your left shoulder, and then drop your chin down. And then reach some more through your right pointer finger. So this practice is pressure, and it's concentration, and it's breath. The physical part is a component, but it's definitely not the most important. The most important is the concentration. So we'll start in our right pointer finger, and we'll start to travel this path and go across your forearm, across your arm crease, across your right bicep, your right shoulder, right side of your neck. Reach some more, both directions, opening up. Continue to travel across your right cheek, across the bridge of your nose, to the corner of your left eye. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release your right hand down. Same thing, opposite side. So left arm is extended to shoulder height with your left pointer finger point off towards the left. Inhale here as you exhale. Send your chin over your right shoulder, then go ahead and drop it down and reach some more. And we follow this path using our breath and our concentration, starting in our left pointer finger. And we send our breath across our wrist and our forearm. We travel across our elbow crease, our left bicep, our left shoulder, left side of our neck, our jaw, across the left cheek, across the bridge of our nose, all the way to our right tear duct. One more breath here as you reach both directions. Stretch. Exhale, release your left hand down. And then inhale, circle, sweep both of your hands all the way up. And then allow them to come down your sides. And then we're going to reach through our ring fingers. So ring fingers are reaching down. Inhale, drop your chin towards your sternum, and then allow your head to roll halfway towards the right. So your right ear is coming towards your right armpit. And then reach some more. Reach some more down through your ring fingers, both sides. Inhale here. As you exhale, allow your chin to come and roll down towards the center. Very carefully allow it to roll halfway towards the left. Woo. This side is sensitive for me. And reach some more down through your ring fingers. Like you're wanting to grab the earth, like you're wanting to grab the soil by your feet. Inhale here. Exhale, allow your head to return back towards the center. Turn back towards your sternum, and then allow it to rise on up. Send your right hand up towards the sky, fingers up too. And then grab a hold of your shoulder here. See what way feels better, but probably fingers in the front, most likely. And then reach your right elbow up towards the sky. As we stretch through our gallbladder meridian, right side of our body. Inhale as you reach up, and then we're gonna start to bend your knees. We're gonna make like a circle with our right elbow, okay? So to bend your knees, drop your elbow down, drop it back, and then up, all right? And so the left side of your body can do whatever. See what feels good here, what feels helpful here, but just imagine you're drawing a big circle with your right elbow. One more time, and then once you reach the top, reverse directions, reverse. For me personally, it feels better when I let the rest of my body just hang really loosely and don't try to control it. And I just form this circle. And then send your right elbow up. Inhale. Exhale, release it down. And then we'll do the same thing, left side, left fingers reach up. And then go ahead and grab a hold of your left shoulder. And send your left elbow up towards the sky. And then we'll make our circles. Yes. This is a fantastic whole body stretch that you can do like in the morning before you start your day. It's really, really nice way just to warm up your body, just to wake up your body. Once you reach the top, go ahead and reverse it. Last time, let your left elbow reach up towards the sky and then allow it to come on down. Now we'll go ahead and grab our blocks or our books. We're going to come to King of the Mountain. And we've done this before, but we'll go ahead and show every time just to make sure we're learning as much as we can. So we'll interlace our fingers to the webbing, and then we'll grab a hold of the block or the book as best as we can, and then we'll flip it over and then send it over our head. So we'll send it over our head. And then we want to press your palms through as if you're trying to create a little table here for your block or your book. And so our arms are straightish, and then we see if we can send our shoulders down. And then we're gonna come on the gas and step on the brake. So we come up to our tippy toes, that's the gas, right? How does it feel to put the pedal to the metal, right? To come on the gas, and then we slide back to our heels, toes come up as we come into our brake. And then let's just go between both of them. What does it feel like? Step on the gas, come on the brake. What does it feel like there in the middle? To be agile. And then you can send your feet out towards the corners of the room that you're in and start to bend a little bit through your knees, start to bend. And then if you want to, maybe you come all the way down or not, okay? Maybe come all the way down, maybe bounce a little bit, press yourself back up. You can come up on your tippy toes and just start to move around between all of these. I've fallen lots and lots and lots of times, sometimes teaching, sometimes just in my own practice. And it may seem like, okay, Victoria, why are we doing this? You know, you can also put the heels together and do the same thing. You can put your heels together so you can press against them, like in a ballerina pose. So again, you may feel like, Victoria, why are we bouncing and using this block? And how is this King of the Mountain? Well, King of the Mountain is a pose that helps us to get our heat out. If you're like me, you are sweating. You sweat and you feel the heat. And it helps us with our bounce back game. It helps us to not be like some precious piece of china in a china cabinet that nobody ever touches or uses, but it helps us to be spherical, like a bouncy ball. It helps us to bounce. Sometimes we fall. Whatever we do, we come back. We come back to ourselves. And so we can return back like we were, modulating between gas and the brakes. And we see what it feels like to be here, to come between both of them, to be in an uncomfortable space, but to feel strong and to feel like no matter what, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through to the other side. We don't wanna break when we're on a sidewalk and someone pushes us over, right? Because we're too fragile, too gentle, but we want to bounce back. Yeah, maybe we fall off our game for a minute, but we bounce back. Because we're tough and we're resourceful and we know how to be spherical. We know how to get over and around ourselves. And so we'll think about the magic square right here. As we begin to come to the close of our King of the Mountain exercise. So we think about the magic square as we start to map our own bodies. 1, we drop down to our perineum. 2, we get the golden thread and we come around the back of our right eye. 3, we come to our left shoulder. 4, we come up to our left eye. 5, we meet right in the middle of the center of our chest. 6, we come to our right hip crease. 7, to our right shoulder. 8, come to our left hip crease. 9, come to the space in between our eyebrows. 10, we circle ourselves, right? We're spherical. We circle ourselves into the whole thing. 2 more times through magic square, and then we're done. 1, drop down to your perineum. 2, come to the back of your right eye. 3, come to your left shoulder. 4, come to your left eye. 5, come to the center of your chest. 6, to your right hip crease. 7, to your right shoulder. 8, to your left hip crease. 9, to the space in between your eyebrows. 10, circle yourself into the whole thing. The body as an abode, the body as a house. There's 9 rooms. It's a 3x3 grid. Last time we're going to map ourselves and chart a new path, a new way of traveling through ourselves, a new thing that we can count on no matter what the world is presenting to us. 1, drop down to your perineum. 2, come to your right eye. 3, to your left shoulder. 4, to your left eye. 5, the center of your chest. 6, to your right hip crease. 7, to your right shoulder. 8, to your left hip crease. 9, to the space in between your eyebrows. 10, as you circle the whole thing. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Woo! Set the block or the book on top of your head. I saw something yesterday. It said, hot girls can do hard things. And that may be what I say in class now, okay? Hot girls can do hard things, even for my hot boys. And we'll go ahead and set the block off towards the side and make your way onto the mat. And you can come to whatever comfortable position feels good to you. It may be cross-legged. I personally like hero pose, but I'm sitting on a meditation cushion and it props me up, so it's really comfortable. And wherever you are though, go ahead and reach around, grab your flesh, beautiful flesh, and then send it towards the back of the room. So pull it out so that we were sitting on our spit, which is the deepest part of ourselves, right? Our perineum that we were talking about earlier. And just allow your hands to come onto your thighs for a moment. And we will just feel what we feel right now. King of the Mountain brings up a lot. It really makes things like move up and out, and it spreads. And so we just notice what we notice here. And on your next breath, we'll go ahead and extend your arms out towards the side and then reach your fingers in front of your shoulders. So we're gonna open up our windows as we inhale and we spin towards the left, and then exhale, spin towards the right. And we'll just keep that going back and forth. And we wanna keep our elbows just to shoulder height here, so don't let it drag down and don't send them up here. And as you're here and you're spinning side to side, even though physically we're just going left to right, instead feel as if you are spinning in a circle, right? That when you spin towards the left, you're actually going behind your back, going around yourself. It's like, how do I get over myself, right? How do I open up the windows in my house, let the breeze in, let the breeze change something in me, even if conditions don't change? How do I keep my house clean? And for many things, nobody else is going to help to clean these certain rooms, these attics, these basements and washrooms. So we're becoming spherical. Breath is in and out through your nose. Come back towards the center, inhale, exhale, allow your hands to come down, palms facing down onto your thighs. And on your next breath, we'll go ahead, reach around the back, and we're gonna interlace our fingers to their webbing. Like we have like wings out here towards the side, right? And really press your fingers against your back. And we're gonna do those small little breaths again, in and out through your nose. So as you begin to just like flap, right? Like flapping our wings, it may feel kind of silly, right? But as you flap, see if you can match your breath there. And just focus on the exhale. The inhale will take care of itself. Inhale here. As you exhale, release your hands down to your lap. We did the meridian slapping earlier for our stomach, but I really like to make sure we get the first part, which is right underneath our eyes. So gently with our 3 inside fingers, we'll start to tap on your face, going down alongside your cheeks, along sides of your mouth, your jaw, going down the sides of your throat, meeting right there above your collarbone. Just press, and we'll come back to that, but begin to come back up with the tapping. If you're like me, even this is tender. And remember, what we've learned is tender means not that I'm gonna shy away from it, but that I'm gonna spend some time here. I'm gonna give some attention. I'm gonna give some breath, and we come all the way back down, all the way back down until we reach our stomach 12, right? Which is right above our collarbone. Round your shoulders forward so you can really get a good little hook in there, and then go ahead, sit on up. Allow your shoulders to come down. And press. And this pose is a lovely pose if you find yourself in your head a lot, if you find yourself overthinking, over analyzing things, situations, what I said, what I could have said. We find ourselves worrying too much. This is a lovely pose because what it does is it clears the stomach pathway, right? Stomach pathway going from right beneath our eyes, coming all the way down both sides of our body to our second big toe. It clears it. So we'll press here. Imagine the clearing, right? It's like we see this path and we know why the boulders are there. We know why the big rocks are there, why the dust is there. Right? It's like we see the timeline of our lives, and hopefully, God willing, we'll live long, full lives that most likely also involve a good amount of loss and pain. And so while we know that those things are there, we just want to allow for some space. We want to allow for some levity. And it doesn't mean that we love any less, or that thing or that person is any less important, but we want levity for ourselves so we have more space to receive that deep love. One more big breath here. Inhale through your nose. Press behind your collarbones, and then allow your hands to come down to your lap. And on your next breath, we're going to come to gallbladder 21, which is located right here on the tops of our shoulders. So there's two ways. So it's like right in between your neck and your shoulder. Yeah, like the shoulder part. So there's two ways to access it. You can either grab a hold of like the meat right up there. You can grab a hold of it and pull it up, or you can just press straight down. So this is a fantastic point for aggravation. So if you're feeling extra aggravated, or like you just have an attitude for no reason, or maybe there's a reason, right, but you're taking it out on the wrong people, this is a great point. Gallbladder 21. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, release that side, and we'll come to the opposite side. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot. I was doing the same. I was using the same arm. It's actually better if you use opposite arms so you can go across yourself. I forget. And I'm like, why does this feel funny? Silly me. All right, so we'll squeeze. Or, you may feel like actually it's better to use the same arm. That's fine, right? It's all about seeing with our hands, right? We learn how to see with our hands. We learn how to be our best healer for our own selves. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, release. And pause for a moment. And we'll come to triple heater 17, which is located right at the base of your earlobe. So right where your earlobe reaches or meets your face. And you can, for me, I like to use my pointer fingers here. You can press into this space, press into this point. This is a fantastic point for, you could probably guess, right? Ear pain, neck pain, jaw pain, TMJ. But something else that it's really good for is immunity. So good to know, right? What are the points that I can press on that will help keep me well, keep me strong? And this is one, triple heater 17. Remember, triple heater is heart, lungs, and chest. One more breath here. Inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth. Release your hands down. There's two more triple heater points that I'd like to go to. Triple heater 5. So when you like bend your wrist and you see that crease, it's about 3 fingers in or so. You may need to like search around a little bit, right? So when I bend my wrist, I see that crease and it's like 3 fingers and it's right about in here, or maybe 4 for you. This is triple heater 5. I personally kind of like to wrap my hands around and press it with my opposite thumb. Triple heater 5 is, there's 2 of these that I'm going to show you, and it's along the same line. But these are really good for immune system, for elbow pain, for headaches. And it may be because I contend with headaches, but this point is real sensitive for me, almost like a knife. If you have someone in your life that struggles with headaches, this could be a good point you could show them. But we'll press here. And one last press. Inhale through your nose. Open up through your mouth. And we'll come to the opposite side. So bend your wrist. We see our crease. Maybe about 3 or maybe 4 fingers in. I like to search with it. I like to search with using my thumb. And we'll find triple heater 5. Press here. And breathe into this space, right? The 3 components is the pressure, the concentration, and the breath. Last breath here, inhale. Open up through your mouth, exhale. The last triple heater point is triple heater 9, right? Yeah, 9. So we'll approach it first from the bend in our elbow crease, and then it's on that same line, right, that we were pressing before, but it's also about 3 or 4 fingers in. Just if you can kind of feel around in there, and you may feel for a tender spot. For this one, I like my pointer finger and I kind of wrap around. Um, right, but it's like elbow crease, and then it's maybe 3 or 4 fingers in, and then search. So this is the top line, right, of the forearm. Search for some tenderness. This is triple heater 9, again, which helps with immunity, elbow pain, and headaches, particularly one-sided headaches. The thumb is really good here too, actually. Woo! Have one more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and release. And we'll come to triple heater 9 on the opposite side. We find our elbow and elbow crease and kind of maybe about 3 or 4 fingers in. Search for a point of sensitivity, a point of tenderness. You know, and not every point is going to be some large sensation. Not every point. And it doesn't mean that it's not working just the same, but sometimes they're just a little quieter. But the beautiful thing is that you get to learn, hey, I'm feeling a little, I feel like I might be getting a cold. I'm gonna press into my triple heater 17. I'm gonna press into my, triple heater 9 and work on my immunity. Use the points to help to talk to your brain, which then helps to inform your body. So one more breath here. Inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Lung 2, because I can't imagine class without it. So we'll come down beneath your collarbone, and right like in that little kind of meeting place between your collarbone here and your shoulder bone, we'll find that little corner. And we'll apply pressure there, maybe with your thumb or a different finger. So cloud gate, lung 2, is a place where we can press when maybe we are sad, or maybe can't seem to get past something. And so we press into this place and we imagine our skies. And depending on the day, it may seem a little bit thicker, it may seem a little bit darker. And so we just see if we can find a way to find some space, find a way to find some clearing. To allow us to care and not to carry so much. One more breath here. Inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth. Just allow your hand to come down before we go to the next side. And we'll come to the next side for lung 2. We'll find that little joining space right beneath our collarbone and right where it meets our shoulder, or even a little bit right beneath that point. Find some sensitivity, press into it, and we'll breathe. And one more breath here as we press into lung 2. We press into our cloud gate and allow it to open. Inhale through your nose. Open up through your mouth. Hands on your lap. And gently make your way onto your back. Take your time here. Make your way onto your back. And draw your knees in towards your chest. Roll around a little bit here. Just allow your legs to come side to side. And then allow your legs, your knees to come down towards the right. And extend your left arm towards the left. And then take your gaze also towards the left. And then if you can, keep your left shoulder down on the mat. That way the twist comes from your spine and not from your hips. And again, we recognize the parts of our body that are making contact with the ground beneath us. And you may wonder, like, why does that matter? Why do we recognize? Well, it's important to recognize the support that exists, to not take it for granted, to not forget about it and feel as if we're suspended all by ourselves. It's important to remember what is helping to hold us up. So we feel that support, and then we travel the stretch along the left side of our body, going from outside of your heel to across your left calf, your knee, your thighs and hips, across the side of your rib cage, your chest. And we're going to travel going up the back of your head, right? Because this is the gallbladder stretch. Go over your head to your forehead. Travel towards your ear, and then come back to your tear duct on the left. On your next breath, gently draw your knees back in towards your chest. Maybe you want to wrap your hands around the outsides of your shin, and then we'll do same thing, opposite side. Allow your knees to come down towards the left. Allow your shoulders to stay back on the mat. Even if your knees don't touch on the lap, that's okay. You could always put a blanket, a pillow, or a bolster there to support you. And then extend your right arm out and take your gaze towards the right so that way you're fully opening up. And again, we recognize the support that exists beneath us at this moment. That we're not floating and bouncing around on our own, that we have support, that we have people and resources. And we have a way to be well despite whatever may come our way. And then we'll travel along the side of our meridian pathway on the right side. So we'll start in the outside ankle and come across the calf, across the knee, across the thigh, the hips, the belly, the rib cage, the chest. And we'll come around the back and start to travel coming up the base of the neck, over the head. Come to your forehead, to your right ear, and then back towards your right tear duct. Measuring and mapping our gallbladder helps us to keep things in a good place relating to our emotions and our heart and our ability to forgive and to grow and to learn. And so we'll come into Shavasana here, which is corpse pose. So you can draw your knees back in and then extend them out. We'll just be here for a moment because I ran a little bit off time. A little bit over time, I meant. So we'll come right here to Shavasana, to corpse pose. And we allow everything to accumulate together to this moment. Everything we pressed on, everything we thought about, everything we breathed into. And we see what it might feel like to be grounded and light. And we'll have just a minute here in silence to consider. Grounded and light, full of the deep love we need. On your next breath, we'll start to invite a little movement back into our body as you wiggle your fingers and toes and deepen a breath and make your way over towards your right side, coming into fetal position. Draw your knees in towards your belly and rest your head on your right bicep. And we come to fetal position as a way to honor the changes that have happened, the changes that we honor within ourselves. We have every right to become anew every day. There are graveyards full of the people that I have been. Anis Nan said that. Anis Nin. Graveyards full. We're under no obligation to be who we were. On your next breath, still with your eyes closed, gently start to rise up and lift your hands up around you. One last chance to gather up all that good juju that we made. Exhale, press your thumbs towards your third eye. May we think kind thoughts. Send your thumbs towards your lips. May we speak goodness into ourselves and others. Send your thumbs towards your heart. May we remember our infinite capacity for love and for compassion. May we remember we are so much more alike than we are different. And may we treat each other better. Thank you for allowing me to take you through your practice today. That which is in me is honored by and loves all that is in you. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Hope you feel good. Hope you got something that you needed.
Thank you.
Yay. Yay.
Thank you.
All right. Good. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Ciao. Bye.